Cool. All right. Well, we're here with Heath Hinton with the Granville Blue Aces, and we're getting ready for the 2024 football season. And Coach, I first want to congratulate you on landing the Granville job, taking over from Wes after a great year last year. You guys went 12-1, and really good year, and now you're taking over as the head coach. But how has your summer been so far? Being the head coach of the Aces.
Yeah, it's a great honor to take it over from Wes. Wes did a tremendous job. His years he was here, and the staff worked really well. And then the kids do a great job of just you know being great kids. I guess they are they're very special for us, and it come from really good families, and it's been a lot of commitment that I've seen in the off season through once I got hired all the way through now. It's really been a pleasure just to be around these young men.
You've been successful everywhere you've been as a head coach. You're a four-time Coach of the Year winner, OHSAA State Coach of the Year. You led Zane Trace in 2022 to an 11-1 record. But
Yeah,
last year, you kind of stepped back and you were a position coach with the outside
absolutely.
linebackers for Granville. I mean, what was that experience like? Because you're not responsible for everybody. You're just responsible for a position group. So what was it like to kind of take a step back and just work with a singular group of guys?
So this is what I find out. When you're able to work with just a singular group of guys, I think you have a good bond with those guys. I know you're not in charge of the whole team, not in charge of the whole staff, but those guys, they're going to mean a lot to me. For the next few years or all the way till they're, I graduate from college, but they're always, I'm always going to be here for them. And it's really nice to get to know those guys, those seniors. And then, being on staff like last year helped me start to develop that relationship with kids. It's the first time I've taken over a place where I've actually been on the staff before and didn't have to move and change teaching jobs. So I got that out. I guess out of the way, early, just by moving already, and you don't have to worry about your own family and picking them up and moving them place to place like I have before. That was a lot smoother of a transition for me. So.
Does being a position coach for a year almost kind of like reignite your love for coaching? Because I mean, you like you said, you get time to develop more one-on-one personal relationships with the players. You're not in charge of everybody. Like
Yeah,
you said, you don't have to worry about the family aspect and picking up your family, moving, switching
yeah.
jobs and everything. Does it kind of just reignite your love for coaching a little bit to kind of just dive back into head coaching?
This is what it allows me to. I've done this before. One of my other stops, and it allows you kind of just press pause on what you do know already. Because sometimes you're in that head coaching role, you're the one kind of driving it. You're really not. Sometimes you're not learning from other people kind of above you and kind of how they run their program. And so I got to learn, I guess, for like a year, just how Wes did it and how it kind of the Granville way through the school system and through coaching, just to sit back and observe and give insight if they need it. If not, they're going to be successful. They were successful here before anyway. So it was just one of those things. It's just a nice way to just to learn more, and that's kind of how I treated it. Every time is a time to learn something, and I think I learned a ton last year from Wes and from the coaching staff.
Now, I'll throw a hypothetical at you. Let's just say that, Wes had decided to stay at Granville and not pursue an opportunity elsewhere, like going to Olentangy Orange. Would you have stayed a position coach with Granville, or would you have maybe thrown your name in the coaching circles at maybe other schools? I guess, I mean, it's a
Yeah,
hypothetical. It doesn't matter now, but like,
yeah.
what was your thought process going into the end of this past season?
So my thought process, I've done that now. I've been around the school districts, some other ones, and I've been a younger coach and I've wanted to do that. But after being a head coach for a while, it's kind of like I said, it's nice to get back and just be a position coach. So, I would have stayed here until I retire probably, but that's kind of where I'm at in my career and with my personal family. It's just it's a nice transition. It's a great little town. It's a great little village, and the great school district. And that's kind of what I wanted to get to, and kind of what I want to move my family to. It happened at the right time for me and for my family, just because of where my I got two girls in high school now. Sorry, two girls in college, and I got one son that's gonna finally be a freshman, but it's his eighth grade year. So just a nice move for my family in general.
Yeah, for sure. Now, a lot of coaches, when they take over a program, they have their own vision, their own plan, their own system. But I read in an article that you're going to run a similar system to what Wes did last year, what you guys did offensively and defensively, and it makes a lot of sense because of the you guys have a lot of talent returning to the roster, and you're retaining a lot of the same staff as well. Why was it important to you to kind of maintain the system that you already have in place?
This is what I heard. I listened to a ton of podcasts, and what I heard on one of the podcasts, like why make everybody else, like freshmen? Why have you? You might be very knowledgeable about what you know about how your system runs, but these kids and the coaches already been on staff. They're really knowledgeable about what they already did. I'm not going to make everybody back into freshmen. We have a good group of leaders that are seniors. Got 14 of them. We got a good group of juniors and stuff that played a lot last year too. Because last year we had nine seniors and they were very good for us and did a lot of great things. But a lot of our guys have a lot of experience in our program already. And Wes and the junior high staff has done a good job of running our systems all the way down to the junior high and even into our biddy program. So why make everybody back into a first year learner? Why not just build on what we've already doing?
Right, absolutely. Now we know about guys like Beckett Long, Kyle Kirby returning. Those guys are fantastic football players. But talk to me about kind of the new blood and the new talent that you have coming into the program, because I know the eighth graders went unbeaten last year, so I'm sure you're pretty excited about the group of freshmen that you have coming into the program.
Yeah, I think it really starts to some of our backups that got a lot of playing time towards the end when some kids got hurt. Cash Thomas and some of those guys who came and played a little bit of JV for a while and moved up and became a starter because of some injuries and just is willing to get better. And some of those guys, you had to love those guys that might not make it on the field as much as they want to at the beginning of the season, but by the end of the season, they're playing in playoff games. They're starters. They're making plays and big opportunities for us. And I think that those guys really held their own, and they've really built on a great offseason. Yeah, we start with the offseason. Coach Left is one of the most important coaches we have on staff, and runs our whole strength program for our whole school district there. And he does a tremendous job of getting everything together with other sports. So our kids don't lose a beat whether if they're in the off season program or if they're playing like a lacrosse or a basketball. And those guys are continuing to get stronger and get faster, which is great. And I think for our eighth grade class, it was great to have the opportunity for those guys to go undefeated. And I know they were coached up, really well last year, and that was a great opportunity for them. But we're also maintaining having about 30 of those kids still out, so our numbers are up. We're going to try to play a freshman season this year too, along with those guys, along with the JV season. So when you get your numbers up and you start having three levels, and every time I've been around very successful programs, your numbers are high and the interest around the program is really high. And I think that's where we're at right now.
Now, the Blue Aces are kind of in the middle of the most successful stretch of really the entire program's history, 38-8 under Wes, and
Mm-hmm.
including two unbeaten regular seasons, and last year included in that. You were part of the team last year that went 12-1, state semifinals in 2021 a couple years ago. I mean, how do you keep this train rolling now, man? I mean, the responsibility and kind of the pressure kind of now falls onto your shoulders to keep this thing going. You guys got a lot of talent, 14
Yep.
seniors, like you said. How do you keep it going?
I think you got to go one day at a time and try to get 1% better each day, and try to just tell the kids, there's a lot of people there gonna hype you up, which is great. We've been successful in the past, but to do that stuff in the future, you still got to go out there and practice really hard. Still got to go and compete, but you also got to have fun at the time. So don't let the pressure get to you. So we have some different sayings and stuff, and just kind of our guys to play really hard and fearless and be fast and be physical, but also want them to have fun and compete and to win in the end. And that's kind of what we try to make it a fun atmosphere for them too, and kind of let their play talk for itself this season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, dude, we're a month away, man. I'm excited, and I'm sure you're ready to get the pads cracking again. I mean, how amped do you get, for it's end of July, early
Yeah.
August? Like, do you feel it in the air when this time of year hits that oh, like the intensity's picking up and we're about ready for week one?
Yeah, it's nice to get the shoulder pads back on. Nice for kids to get back to instead of just being in t-shirt and shorts and helmets all the time. Like you are most of the summer. It's nice to just get the pads back on. It resembles a little more like football. Resembles a little bit more like what I like to do, and some of our offensive linemen like to do, and that's run block and get pads on people and go be successful that way. And I know Beckett threw for a ton of yards last year, and he's going to do a great job again this year. But I think our offensive line, the defensive line is going to be a good strength for it this year. So hopefully be able to run the ball a little bit with those guys and be successful that way.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day
Yeah.
to hop on a podcast and promote Granville football for 10 minutes or so. But best of luck this year, man, taking over the program, and we're looking forward to seeing what you guys do this year.
Hey, thank you so much.